It is time to expand minds through movies, TV, sports, and flicks. It is time to boldly go where no podcast has gone before. It is time for the Captain Talks Flicks.
The Captain Talk Flicks.
Welcome to the Captain Talks Flicks podcast. I'm your host, Captain Cortez, aka Mr. Love, and this is where we talk flicks. And ladies and gentlemen, this past week, I went back to my most favorite franchise in the world. And if you've been here before, you know what it is. And I'm talking about the one and only Star Trek, Starfleet Academy to be exact. And I'm going to get into that first couple things. I want to give a big shout out to Italy. Got some plays over in Italy this past week. Gracias, gratitude, todorba. And Italy. Last night I went to the symphony. And there's an orchestra playing show tunes from Broadway. And during the intermission, I heard someone speaking your language fluently. She was speaking Italian fluently. Now, I don't know Italian, a few words, but I could tell it's Italian, and she was speaking very well. She may or may not have been from your country, but she does speak your language, and your language was absolutely beautiful. It's glad to hear it. Glad to be in the symphony, hearing the wonderful language of Italy. So Italy, thanks for listening. Grazie. Additionally, this episode is brought to you by my song called Keep Your Humanity. Sometimes I rap, and one of the times I did rap, I did a song called Keep Your Humanity. Because in this age we're currently in, there's a lot of technology, and there is nothing wrong with the technology. It's cool. I enjoy it. I use it a lot. But even in the age of technology, we need to keep our humanity for real. So if you want to hear this song, I'll put it below. Check it out. Now, let's get to the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start off by saying this right now. I know some people think that Starfleet Academy was not bringing it. Let's be real, I'll talk about the elephant in the room. I've been down since episode 1, even before it even came out. I think it's great, but you need to watch this past week's episode. I guarantee you, when you watch this, you're going to recognize the awesomeness of the show. And I'm also going to say this episode that we just saw is one of the best episodes of Star Trek of all time. I'm just going to say it, and I don't throw that around lightly. There was an episode Discovery, I said the same thing. I call it like I see it. I'm not biased at all. If to me it's great, I will call it out, and this episode was absolutely magnificent. I even teared up. There's going to be a lot of spoilers here, spoilers. Now, in this episode, we see the cadets, Starfleet Academy, the War College, go on a training mission, right? Now, during this training mission, real things happen. So they're on a training mission and real things happen. We're talking about these enemies, came with a name, they come over the ship, they take hostages, they have demands, right? And we get to see their cadets in a real world experience. During this time, these cadets are raw and new to the whole space. And you get to see their youthful responses to what's going on. And some are startled, some are, losing it, some are calm. It just depends who we're talking about. But in this episode, they really dug deep. It got so real, so real. And also in this episode, Starfleet determines that in order to solve this riddle or solve this problem or handle this situation, they gotta reach out to the Paul Giamatti character, his name, the villain, the one that's the adversary of our captain, the Starfleet Chancellor, this dude. And so they need something from him. They need some information from him, right? And so they do not want information from this dude, but they need it. He has information they need, or they think he does. And so they bring him in. And they talk to him and chat with him to try to get this information. He has demands and they answer his demands. But the interaction between him and our captain, Starfleet Captain, Chancellor, the interaction, the conversation, just the mindsets, the words being spoken, so powerful. This engagement between these two human beings is some of the best Trek we've seen. If you've seen Paul Giamatti, sorry about the bad pronunciation, but if you've seen him in other work, you know this dude can act. Right, he has the chops. He's really good. So in the dynamic between him and our captain, oh my, it was just wonderful acting. The scene was so well acted. It was phenomenal. That's why it's getting rated really well. I saw the rating. This episode getting rated well because the scene's phenomenal. The mindset of the villain, you kind of understand where he's coming from, right? And I also say this too, in the course of their dialogue, he does say this, I want to talk about real quick. So he says that Starfleet imposes their belief system on people that may not want it. Now, I've had conversations with people that aren't Star Trek fans, And we talk about this a little bit. And the gentleman did say that very statement to be like, Starfleet does impose their belief system on people that may not want it. And there probably is truth to that. I would think, to be fair, there probably is. Maybe everyone doesn't align with Starfleet's belief system, right? And also for a time in the past, they were kind of bad. Let's be real about it. So there's a moment in time when Caleb, got taken away from his mother. That was a bad time for the Federation, right? And then people remember that, so can we trust these guys? Maybe we don't want to join their cause or their beliefs because they might just do that again. Now they're trying to repair their reputation and their image, but it has been significantly damaged from the actions taken during the burn. Now, let me just say this real quick. When times get tough, super tough, it isn't even in real life, people may take actions that are outside of the character and their morals and beliefs because they need to, just stay in existence, stay alive. Let's be real about it, right? And then good people, good men, good women might do things that maybe they wouldn't have when things were good, right? And this is a very sad thing to say, but it is true in the real world. I mean, this is a reality that sometimes takes place. And it is unfortunate this happens, right? But then when you bounce back to try to redeem yourself, people that you encounter may remember those moments and may not fully want to engage in your belief system. And we see this here. Some of these people don't want to, follow the Starfleet ideology. Now, we've seen the Starfleet ideology from way back in Kirk's time to Picard's time. And the way it is, penned and shown and the narrative spun, it's kind of like America. It's kind of the same kind of ideals, but a little bit better version of us, right? And of course, we love this. This is great. It's a great ideology, belief system. Picard's a noble human being. Right, Kirk is. All the captains been just superb human beings that we've seen, right? But during the burn, we don't know a lot about what happened in the burn specifically, what happened specifically. We see little pockets of what happened. But maybe these Starfleet people were just really, really bad to people, and maybe that's why they did. I don't even know. But it doesn't really matter because that's the past. They're just trying to rebuild, what Starfleet was, take it back to Picard's here, like I said. And in the process, people might be mad about it. Now, also additionally, eventually Nuss Braca does help them, Paul's character. But it's kind of suspect. And then we see at the end of the episode what was really going on. Nuss was laying down this big long story and say these things, just kind of, to say he'll play ball, but made it hard. But in the end game, he wanted this all to happen because he had, further motives. He's thinking of first, second, third order consequences. He's playing chess, thinking way ahead. And it's interesting that Captain Nala just did not see that. Because Captain Nala has a lot of experience with this man. And just to not see that maybe he was, not quite, 100% what he's doing. Right? And so they get screwed. I mean, they take a loss at the space station, I think it is. And they lose some items. But not only that, spoiler, one of my favorite cadets was died in the episode. So, there's the Vulcan, I believe. He's Vulcan. He's with the war couch, I can't remember his name, but, he passes away in it. I just teared up. I felt that, right? I've had a heavy loss back in 19. I've talked about many times on here about Vicente Lover passing away. And then since that, when I see death portrayed on the screen, I know that so well. When someone you really deeply, deeply care about passes away, it just hits very hard. I never really felt that until 2019. And I still feel it today. Actually, I was dealing with the last couple weeks. Seeing on the screen, they lost their cadet they rolled with, and they just passed away. Another guy died too in the beginning, but I didn't know him as well. And it's not bad. It's still bad, of course. But we've seen this character day in, day out. Now, somebody I know, one of my family members, said this to me back in the day. He said, the losses that hurt the most are when you really know someone really well. There's a lot of time spent with them versus the ones you don't. So you don't spend a lot of time with, you still feel lost, but once you spend a lot of time with, those ones you feel the most. And he's spot on. This relative of mine, he's spot on. I believe this to be true in my experience. And so I felt the loss of the Falcon. This episode is real. It teaches a lesson that's been throughout Trek, going back, way back, with the Kobayashi Maru. Whereas that, how do you handle loss? It was in the J.J. Abrams movies. It was in Wrath of Khan. It's throughout the series. It's how do you handle loss? How do you handle a no-win situation? Because sometimes you will not win. This is facts. I'm 50 years old and I've experienced over and over many times. And it does suck. But the biggest loss is when you lose a person you really care about deeply. That's huge. It's irreplaceable. It can't even explain until you go through it. And this episode touches on that. And it is very powerful. I don't know who directed it because I don't like to look at that until after the podcast. But this episode is a very powerful, moving Trek episode. War is real. Conflict is real. There's real losses. This happens. Now, in the War College, they're willing to, give their life for the mission, right? And we saw it happen twice, right? This is what they sign up for. The commander says, that's what they sign up for, right? And This is kind of like samurai mentality, like, I'm willing to die for the mission. It's very noble, man, but it's still gonna hurt the people that love that human being or that whoever that is. Very powerful episode of Star Trek. And if you do not like this one, I'll tell you, bro, like seriously, if you are a long time hardcore Trek fan, go way back to TOS. I know some guys a little older than me, but come on, I've watched every episode of every Trek going way back to the day. You hardcore Trekkies, Trekkers, whatever you go by, that don't really like the newer stuff, you should watch this episode. I feel that you will feel this. I feel you'll take it. It's really reminiscent of Deep Space Nine a little bit. Slightly. I just feel that. I just think you'll really dig this. Now, I've been saying since this show dropped that this show is going to be successful. I guarantee it. And this episode just solidifies what I'm talking about. There's nowhere to go up from here. I mean, these episodes, we're just starting. I guarantee, bro, this is going to be a hit. It's going to take a little time to catch up. It will be good. People watch this, talk about it. I guarantee it's going to go up the charts. It's going to do well. Star Trek is, I say this over and over again, the best franchise ever created, in my opinion. There's so many lessons to be learned, so many things to be talked about, thought about through this vehicle of science fiction. I've learned so much, explored so much, gained so much wisdom from the lessons of these shows. I know it's just a TV show, and people say, oh, it's just a TV show. And I've had this conversation, people, oh, it's just a show, bro. But dude, the writers are solid in putting lessons that can apply to your life. Like lessons that you're going to see in your real life. Now, when I watch these shows, a lot of times I'll see this, man, I live that. I did that. I experienced it. I know this. And even later on in life, when I experience something else, oh, I know that now. I didn't know it then, I know it now. Right? I revisited the Wrath of Khan after, like I said, Vicente passed away, and I felt it differently. Like I said, Star Trek is a phenomenal franchise. I highly recommend you go see this or go watch any Trek. I guarantee you will love it. It'll be good. You'll learn lessons. Trust the captain, bro. I know what I'm talking about. So anyways, this concludes the podcast. I appreciate you guys. And until next time, we'll see. I was not born to be forced. I will breathe after my own fashion. Henry David Thoreau. Till next time, it's Captain Peace.
The Captain Talks.